about the most respected person you've ever been in a room with. Now think about how much they talked. Strange, isn't it? The person everyone listened to was the one who spoke the least. That's not a coincidence. It's one of the oldest laws of human psychology. And once you understand it, you'll never fight for attention again. Because respect doesn't go to the loudest voice in the room, it goes to the quietest one. You know the feeling. You're in a conversation, and the moment a silence opens, you feel the pull. To fill it, to explain yourself, to prove you're smart, to defend an opinion nobody even attacked. And later, walking home, comes the replay. Why did I say that? Why did I talk so much? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every extra word was you asking the room for approval. And people can smell that. Not consciously, but they feel it. And what they feel, they quietly file away as weakness. Here's the first mechanism. Your brain values what is scarce. Gold is precious because it's rare. Words work exactly the same way. When you speak constantly, every sentence is inflation, each word worth a little less. But the person who rarely speaks, when they finally open their mouth, the whole room turns. Psychologists call it the scarcity principle. We assign value by rarity, not quality. The chronic talker can say something brilliant and be ignored. The quiet one can say something ordinary and be remembered for weeks. Same words, different worth. Because the price of your words is set by how many of them you spend. Now, the second mechanism, and this one stings. Researchers found that talking about yourself activates the same reward circuitry in the brain as food, money, even sex. Read that again. Every time you share your opinion, your plan, your story, your brain pays you in dopamine. That's why oversharing feels so good in the moment. But here's the trap. You're spending the energy of your goals in conversation instead of in action. You tell people about the project, collect the hit of their approval, and the drive to actually build it quietly dies. The talker takes the reward before the work. The silent one saves the hunger and feeds it into the work itself. That's why the loudest people in the room so often have the least to show for it. 2,000 years ago, the Stoics treated words like money. Epictetus, born a slave, who became the most respected teacher in Rome, put it in one line. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. And Cato, the Roman senator even Julius Caesar feared, was famous for his silence. Asked why he said so little, he answered, "I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid." These weren't shy men. They were the most powerful men in the room. Their silence wasn't absence, it was weight. Understand what silence actually signals, because your instincts have it backwards. You think staying quiet makes you invisible. In reality, the one who doesn't rush to speak tells the room 3 things without a word. I don't need your approval. I'm not afraid of this pause. And I'm listening. Really listening, which is so rare that people mistake it for power. Meanwhile, the one who fills every silence broadcasts the opposite. I'm uncomfortable. I need you to see me. Please react to me. Silence is not the absence of a move. Silence is the move. You've seen it play out 100 times. In every meeting, there's the person who talks to be seen, and the person who waits, listens, and then asks the one question that cuts the whole discussion open. Who runs that room? In every argument, there's the one who explodes, and the one who goes quiet, holds the pause, and answers with one calm sentence. Who wins? Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, wrote notes to himself to say less, react less, prove less. If the Emperor of Rome had to train his silence, what makes you think yours will come for free? So here's the training. starting with your very next conversation. 1. When you feel the itch to speak, wait 3 seconds. Just 3. You'll be shocked how often the urge dies because it was never information wanting out. It was approval wanting in. 2. Ask one question instead of giving one opinion. The one who asks steers the room, the one who opines exposes himself. 3. Keep one plan private this month. One goal you tell no one until it's done. Let the dopamine come from the result, not the announcement. And 4. When someone provokes you, let the pause do the answering. A held silence after an insult is louder than any comeback ever written. Because here's what this is really about. It was never about tricks or power games. The reason silence commands respect is that it cannot be faked for long. It only comes from someone whose sense of worth is settled. Someone who doesn't need the room's reaction to know who he is. That's what the Stoics actually built. Not quiet mouths, quiet minds. The silence on the outside is just the echo of order on the inside. Build that order, and respect follows on its own without you ever asking for it. Which is, of course, the only way respect ever comes. So, in your next conversation, try it once. Feel the urge to speak and let it pass. Hold the pause. Watch what happens to the room and to you. That small silence is the first brick of something people will later call presence. If this gave you something to sit with, stay by the fire. Subscribe. Next time, I'll show you why everything feels boring lately, and what your phone has quietly done to your brain's reward system. Sleep well.